participation and for having made your contributions to really interesting exchanges and discussions. I think it's been a great, very interesting event. I'd like to thank on behalf of the European Commission our hosts here in Batumi and from the government of Georgia. And I'd like to sort of congratulate you really on your creativity in the discussions you have had and in the progress you have made today. We heard about investments in the maritime economy. We heard about research, maritime research, really interesting subject. We heard about fisheries. We had a really interesting discussion end of the afternoon about the environment and environmental monitoring. We discussed about maritime infrastructures and transport, the whole host of important issues for the blue economy, and all issues that are very pertinent and important for the Black Sea. We discussed, I think, from the beginning that if we want to create economic opportunities, we really have to look at the environment, and we have to see the two together. I spoke at the beginning about fisheries and how it is important to have healthy fisheries, and we have a process that will take forward this autumn. But that's just a part of the story. There's much more to it. I think we have a big challenge here still in the Black Sea, if we're honest with ourselves, but we can also master that challenge if we work together. That leads me to, I think, the key point, which is that there is I think, a very convincing and unavoidable case for cooperation, for working together around the sea, around the Black Sea. That's why we are here. We are not here to give you suggestions about how you should conduct your national policies. That is up to each country. But we are here to encourage you and to participate in cooperation. That's our purpose. And cooperation also means that sometimes there are difficult issues. I'd like to be clear about that. Some of our discussions have reminded us of matters of principle that divide some of the countries in this region. And we all know that strong differences persist. For us, for the European Union, we are very clear that we are on the side of maintaining the imperatives of international law. That is our basis. And yet, we are also very keen to try to advance practical cooperation wherever we can do that. Make progress wherever we can make progress. And if we can do that on specific matters, let's try to do so. Let's be clear about the principle, but let's try to make progress where practical progress can actually try to enhance the overall picture. Now, okay, we have here we had, I think, a very good event. It's the fourth event, if I'm correct, in a series of events, bringing the stakeholders, the governments, the agencies of the Black Sea countries together. We are clear, I think, about the issues. I think I would very much like today that we agree and decide to take this process to another level and to be ambitious about it. Today we are starting a European Union funded facility, a project where we are funding for you the cooperation in a very concrete way. Our hope would be that this leads to concrete results, and I want us to be ambitious about that. So really, the initiative is, of course, very much yours. We are just here to help. But if you take the initiative and with the good consensus and the many common issues that we have identified today, we should think whether we cannot identify a common maritime agenda for the Black Sea. And for example, maritime research We have had 30 or so researchers and the heads of institutes here around in this conference. Maritime research can be one of the big pillars. Good cooperation with fisheries can be another. We heard about the really important progress that's been made on maritime safety and maritime transport in the last panel here. So these can be pillars for taking this whole process forward, to formulate a maritime agenda for the Black Sea. If we manage to do that, I think we can benefit from a window of opportunity, because we have countries that are Black Sea countries taking the presidency of the European Union, Bulgaria as of January, and a year later Romania. Let's try to benefit from that situation and from the political momentum we could try to get in taking this agenda forward. It depends on you, it depends on us, of course. I can tell you today that we would be very happy to work with you on that. I enjoyed the meeting today. It was really interesting, I learned a lot. And I would like us to go away from this beautiful town here with a sense that we want to have an ambition for the future, for the next year, so that in a year's time we do not just come together again for a conference, which of course is useful in itself, but next year we can say, look, we have made progress towards a real maritime agenda for the Black Sea. If we do that, I think we'll have done a good job. I think today is a very good basis. I'd like to thank you again, and I really hope that you can enjoy 1 or 2 days here in this beautiful town and the beautiful surroundings. I can't. I have to go to the airport. I regret it. I would prefer to stay here tomorrow. And I'd like to thank you again. Thank you to you all, and thank you especially to our hosts in Batumi, and congratulations on today.